Well, Susan Collins got close on her gun control legislation, but not close enough. Hey, everybody, this is Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 790 a.m. KFYO, and also streams online at KFYO.com. Susan Collins received 52 votes from fellow senators on her gun control compromise that has been labeled the no-fly, no-buy list. It sounds good in theory, right? If you're on the terrorist watch list, you shouldn't be able to buy a gun. Senator John Cornyn, among many others, having a concern that it doesn't allow due process for U.S. citizens. Again, we have a constitutional right in this country to defend ourselves and to own guns. We have a constitutional right. It's a God-given right. And Susan Collins and her compromise bill did not allow for due process to play out. As I have said many times, I am not one who believes in lists, especially after we saw the IRS go after conservative groups. How do we know we can absolutely trust this list? No list is going to be absolutely perfect, folks. Senator Cornyn, I agree with what part of what he said in a story from Politico, where he said that it's time to move on. It's time, let me get the exact quote for you. He said, quote, "I think we need to be engaged in something more constructive that would have actually stopped the Orlando shooter." I can't agree more with Senator Cornyn on this. It's time for the Senate, for the House of Representatives, and the White House to focus on something that would have stopped the shooter. And what is that? Well, it would be focusing on Islamic jihadism and going after ISIS where they are. We have to do this. We have to stop playing politically correct games. We have to stop telling the Department of Homeland Security to be nice to everybody and not offend Muslims or anyone else. And maybe we should look into profiling as well when it comes to terrorist cases. It's something that we have to take a look at. It seems as though after every case that we've seen of terrorism here on U.S. soil, there were warning signs that were missed, either by the family, friends, or yes, even the FBI. That's the case here as well. So we've got to stop, messing around with gun control. That's not going to stop terrorists. Terrorists don't give a damn about your gun control policies, Democrats. They laugh at them. They hope that we are disarmed by the U.S. Senate and by the House of Representatives. That's what terrorists hope, so that way they'll be able to pick off more victims. Look, they have uber gun control in Paris, and they've had 2 terrorist attacks. And guess what? In those cases, people were able to sneak in guns, and they were able to use those guns against people in Paris. Gun control is not going to work. I absolutely agree with U.S. Senator John Cornyn. It's time to move on and focus on other places where maybe we can have a little bit more of a constructive debate, and also maybe something can be done about ISIS. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 790 AM KFYO and online at KFYO.com. Have a great weekend. Follow me on Twitter, Chad Hasty Radio. That's Chad Hasty Radio. And, don't forget, subscribe below to our KFYO YouTube page. Again, have a great weekend, folks. We'll talk to you next time here on the Morning Brief, Chad Hasty Show.